Chelsea has officially kicked off the summer by securing Marco Palestra under the undeniable pull of Xabi Alonso, and we are locking home with Roy Vallecano over a defensive powerhouse in Pep Chavarría, and we are actively rattling Sunderland by rolling them for Granit Xhaka. Add in a £52 million standoff with Crystal Palace for Maxence Lacroix, and the sudden dramatic return of Nicolas Jackson from Bayern Munich. The plane has officially turned back around, people. We have a lot to break down, but before we dive into it, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. But if you have been following me for a while, you know the tricks. Help your boy get to that 10k subscriber mark. Let's dive into it. And starting with, we're officially announcing our first summer transfer sign. I'm absolutely buzzing for this one. The club has made it official, releasing a statement that read, Chelsea is delighted to announce the signing of Italian international Marco Palestra from Serie A club Atlanta. This is exactly the kind of profile we should be targeting. The guy has been brilliant over in Italy, and he's clearly coming in with the right mindset. He didn't hide his excitement at all when talking about the move. He said, very excited to get started. I felt the energy since the first day Chelsea wanted me. I can't wait to start. See all the fans, my teammates, the manager. We have so many talented players here, a very strong squad, and a manager in Xabi. He has spoken to me about how he wants us to play, which is exciting, and we can't wait to compete in the Premier League. And honestly, you have to love it. This is the exact reason we brought Xabi Alonso to Chelsea. Top tier players want to play for top tier football minds, and Marco Palestra made it very clear that our manager was a deciding factor. When he was asked about Xabi's influence on the move, he didn't hold back. It was very important. I feel a lot of energy from him. Also, he's one of the best managers in the world, which you can see when he won at Bayer Leverkusen. It's important for me to have Xabi Alonso as the manager. I had 2 conversations with him, and I'm very happy because he told me what he wanted from me. I'm very happy to know him and to start training with Chelsea. Imagine being a young player and getting a direct call from Xabi, laying out the entire blueprint on how he's going to use you. It's a complete game changer for us in the transfer window. Palestra literally doubled down on it when summarizing why he chose us over everyone else, saying we are world champion. Xabi Alonso was also crucial. He explained the project. He's a top coach. The foundation is being built, and Xabi Alonso effect is in full swing. It's great to finally see the first official incoming of the window and hearing how hungry he is to play for us. And the boss set the perfect tone for the preseason. I genuinely hope he lives up to our expectation because the talent is undeniably there. Right on the heel of the Palestra deal, we're already moving quickly for our next target. And the latest from Matteo Morito has given us a clear picture of where things stand. Chelsea has reached an agreement with Pep Chavarría on personal terms. However, the club are packed on transfer fees. Chelsea has offered a £10.3 million with add-ons and bonuses, but Roy Vallecano wants above £17.2 million. So the player wants to join us, but Roy Vallecano are playing a hard ball over a difference of £7 million. Honestly, given his reputation, I see why we are pushing for him. Sky Sports dropped a massive statement about his work ethic, noting Pep Chavarría has a reputation as one of the most hard-working fullback in La Liga. Now, if you want to understand why Xabi and the recruitment team want, you only need to look at the numbers. If you take a glance at the chart from this picture, comparing Marco Cucurella 24-25 season to Pep Chavarría 25-26 season campaign, the difference is absolutely staggering. The radar chart completely blew off Cucurella off the water in almost every single metric. Let's break down the actual percentile from this image. Chavarría sits in the 87.5 percentile for possession goal and a phenomenal 93.3 percentile for defensive duel percentage. Compare that to Cucurella's 71.7 for possession goal and a much lower 39.6 defensive percentage. We are looking at an elite lockdown defender on that track. His progressive carries are in the 90.8 percentile compared to Cucurella's 22.4, and his progressive passes are at 74.8 compared to Cucurella's 26.0. If you look at the final third metric in this image, his completed crosses are at 52.6 and his expected assists are at 38.7. Cucurella, on the other hand, struggled heavily with that, with a 12.9 for crosses completed and a 17.0 for expected assists. Even in the air, Chavarría hold a 35.9% in aerial duels compared to Cucurella 11.8. When you see a player who nearly played 3,000 minutes on that level of intensity and efficiency, it makes a complete sense why we already agreed personal terms. It brings a massive upgrade in progressive carrying and defensive duel. If we can close that £7 million gap with Roy Vallecano, I think we are getting an absolute steal of a player who suits our system like a glove. But moving on, we have been tracking the Granit Xhaka situation for a minute, but things have taken a massive and almost hilarious turn. If you thought our opening negotiation was going to be sweet, think again. The latest update shows that our pursuit for the Swiss midfielder has turned into a proper standoff with Sunderland. Alex Krug from TalkSport broke down how intense things has gotten behind the scene. I was told Sunderland are demanding a fee in excess of £30 million to even entertain Granit Xhaka. Sunderland are furious because they told Chelsea it wasn't for sale, and then Chelsea came back and bid an £8 million anyways. I mean, you have to laugh at the sheer audacity of our board. Sunderland explicitly said he's not for sale, and we responded by throwing an £8 million bid on the table. It's pure unadulterated transfer dark arts. Naturally, that opening low ball didn't go down well. Kenam has weighed in on the fallout, confirming that despite the drama, we are doubling down and pushing forward with an updated plan. Chelsea plan to test Sunderland by submitting a second bid for their captain Granit Xhaka. Sunderland has insisted he's not for sale this summer, and it's understood they view the first offer as insulting. So the current state of play is a massive game of poker. Sunderland are completely insulted and we're unfazed, and the second bid is officially on the way to truly test their resolve. According to Kenam, sources are not disclosing how much the second bid is set to worth at this time, though Chelsea feels like the initial bid was fair and close to Granit Xhaka value. The fact that our data and recruitment guys stood there with a straight face and said £8 million is fair for a club captain is brilliant. But look at the bigger picture. Alonso clearly wants that elite veteran presence and leadership in the middle of the pack to balance the squad, and Granit Xhaka fits that mold perfectly. We obviously know he's worth more than £8 million, and Sunderland know they probably won't get a full £30 million plus. So it's now all about where that middle ground lies. The update is clear. We aren't backing down from this fight. Let's see if the second bid soften them up. Now, shifting our focus to the backline, things are moving a bit slow on this front, but we are actively working in the market. Xabi Alonso and the recruitment team are clearly assessing our options to improve our defense, and Maxence Lacroix is right at the top of that list. However, getting him out of sales part isn't going to be cheap or straightforward. According to the latest update from Bobby Mass and Kenam Gill, Maxence Lacroix is admired by Chelsea, who are assessing 4 options to improve their defense. Crystal Palace sources insist there are yet to be any contact from the London rival. Palace will ask for more than the £52 million that Brighton secured from Tottenham for Jack Paul Van Heck last month. So Palace are completely drawing a line in the sand. They see Tottenham paying the £52 million for Paul Van Heck, and they are basically saying, if you want Lacroix, we are going to have to clear that back. It's a steep valuation, especially when we haven't made an official contact yet, because that £52 million plus price tag is incredibly heavy, and our board is already drawing up plans to lower the straight cash fee. We have a lot of depth in the central defensive area, and it looks like we want to use it to our advantage. Alex Krug dropped a massive update on how we plan to break that deadlock. Chelsea are prepared to offer Crystal Palace the opportunity to sign either Chalobah, Disasi, Tosin, Badusho as a potential sweetener for Lacroix. This is a smart squad management if we can pull this off, offering them a choice of 4 different centre-backs. Give Palace an immediate plug-and-play replacement so they don't get cut short. Whether it's Trevor Chalobah, Axel Disasi, Tosin Adrabayo, or Benoit Badusho, we essentially say, take your pick, give us Lacroix, and let's shake hands. It balances our wage bill, trims down the squad clutter for Xabi, and help us land a major defensive target without completely shattering our transfer budget. But let's see if Palace bites on any of this now. Moving on, the plane has officially turned back, and Nicholas Jackson is heading back to Stamford Bridge after spending the season on loan over in Germany with Bayern Munich, where he actually picked up a domestic double. The Bundesliga giant has made their final call. Rizzo broke the news, stating Bayern Munich has confirmed Nicholas Jackson returned to Chelsea with immediate effect after the €50 million buy clause was not triggered. He did a decent job there, bagging 11 goals, mostly coming off the bench behind Harry Kane. But Bayern simply weren't ready to drop that kind of cash to keep him permanently. Now that Senegal has unfortunately been knocked out of the World Cup round of 32 by Belgium, he's flying back to London immediately And look, the squad is already watching. Obama was literally spotted liking Fabrizio's post about Jackson coming back for preseason. The boys are ready to welcome him. The big question now is what we actually want to do with him, because the landscape has completely changed since he left. He originally wasn't in Maresca's plan, but now we have Xabi Alonso steering the ship, and that changes everything. According to Fabrizio's updates, Xabi Alonso is set to assess Nicolas Jackson, and there are several clubs keen, but Chelsea are here to decide if they want to keep Jackson at the club, sell him, or loan him out. Honestly, this is the most sensible approach. We shouldn't rush into selling a 25-year-old forward who clearly has the talent before Xabi Alonso even gets a chance to look at him on the training pitch. Xabi might look at his work rate and profile and realize he can mold him into an elite weapon for our system. There are plenty of interest in him across Europe, so if we decide to cash in or send him on another loan, we aren't short of options. But honestly, I'm happy he's back. Having an extra firepower and depth going into the preseason under a world-class manager like Xabi Alonso is never a bad thing. But let's see how he handles that assessment. And with that said, that's the end of the video, my friends. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.